There are a couple arguments that people make against Ethereum over and over that I just find to be really stupid. So I made a video a few days ago talking about one that drives me crazy, which is, oh, Ethereum is bad because it has an unlimited supply and Bitcoin is great because it has a fixed supply. And I made a video talking about my points of why I think that argument is silly. And then the comments below the video, so many people comment as if like they didn't hear any of my points and they're still saying the same stuff that I was talking about in the video. So I'm going to address another one of these arguments. And just if you're one of these anti-people who say that Ethereum is bad because you can just change it and they just haphazardly make changes to the network and they can just change things quickly, if that's what you believe, before you put in the comments what you believe, listen to me. And you can disagree with me, but you need to have a point and a reason, a counterpoint. You know what I'm saying? Oh, God. So the first thing is, Ethereum is I don't even want to say decentralized. People argue about that. There are 10,000 or so nodes running the Ethereum network. In order for changes to be made, all the nodes have to upgrade their software. So you can't just, it's not like Vitalik can just go make a change and hit a button. A change has to be, I mean, if you want the whole process, they do a lot of research. There's a lot of people involved. And then there's all these debates. It's very open and they come to conclusions. And then it gets passed on to the development teams who start to build it. And there's, again, all these meetings. The meetings are on, there's a lot of meetings on YouTube that they show publicly. And then eventually it's finalized and it's put on the test network and it runs for a while and everyone tries to break it and everybody makes sure it's good. And then it goes and all of the nodes have to take action to upgrade their computers. And if they don't upgrade their computer, then they leave the network. And if a lot don't agree, then you got a fork in the network. Do you understand that you can't just make a change? It's a blockchain. You need like 100% approval or at least 80% so that the fork is not horrible. So that belief that you can just make changes isn't false. And also, for those of you who don't know, and I'll talk about the DAO hack. Yeah, the DAO hack from like whatever. It was 2014 when Ethereum was brand new. It just launched. I'll talk about it. But it's not 2014 or 15. It's a much bigger network with billions of dollars going on it. And even in 2014, 15, it was a blockchain and you couldn't just snap your fingers and make changes. But it certainly was a lot easier back then. Okay, so realize that today is not then. I mean, that ties into this whole, I don't even want to go down the rabbit hole of, oh my God, ETH is a security. I think I already made a video about that one too. Anyways. Okay. Another thing is like, well, Bitcoin, they don't make changes and that's great. And Ethereum makes changes. So, okay, if Ethereum could just haphazardly make changes and Vitalik makes a decision, I would agree that would be bad. But that's not what's happening. Further, have you ever thought that sometimes changes can be good? Making changes. So Ethereum, and I mentioned this in the other video about the supply of Ethereum tokens, they have made changes in the monetary policy, making it more and more deflationary to the point that it's now more deflationary than Bitcoin. So yeah, it's made changes to the monetary policy, making it better. The changes that Ethereum has made. Now, you may argue that this implementation or this one thing and that thing wasn't actually great or whatever. But overall, the changes that Ethereum makes over time are improvements. Or at least the Ethereum community agrees. And I think ETH 2.0 makes Ethereum more secure with a better monetary policy. This is a change that is coming, that they've been planning for 3+ years, more than that. When it launched, they were talking about these things for 6 years. And when these changes happen, people in the Ethereum community, at least, agree that these are improvements. It's not just, oh, we're changing and that's bad, right? So, and also, let me just say to you, Bitcoiners, okay, I understand that stability and not changing has some benefits. You can say, it's secure, it's safety, it's easier to not change things. But there could be an argument that we are learning as humans and technology is improving and research has discovered some discoveries, and that if you never change, it's possible that you fall behind, that you turn into sort of old and not as good. Listen, I'm not here to try to tell you that Bitcoin is bad and this and that, but this idea that change is always bad it's kind of stupid. And then the DAO hack. Oh, look what happened. Okay, for those who don't know, I should have looked up the date, but Ethereum launched and it was a new protocol. And one of the first things, somebody had the idea, we hear a lot now about DAOs and investment DAOs. It's a great idea that people had from years ago. It's still a new idea. It still is hardly developed. But right when Ethereum launched, it was really new. And somebody said, oh, let's try this. So he created a DAO where you can put money in, and then the money's in there, and then they're going to use that to make investments. And he sort of just did it as an experiment and uploaded this smart contract that can't be changed. And everybody started throwing money in there. Like the person who uploaded it was just like, oh, this will be fun. And, some people put some money in. And before you knew it, it had 10% of all outstanding ETH in this one smart contract. And then, turns out there was a bug in it. And this is, you can't change it. It's a blockchain, so there's a bug with all this money, and someone starts draining the money out of it. But there's a time delay, so the person would take the money out of the contract, but they couldn't spend it or actually get a hold of it for, I don't know what it was, 30, 60, 90 days, whatever. So everyone's like, oh shit, someone's going to steal 10% of all the outstanding ETH in a brand new network that just launched. This is a problem. And because it was new, the community wasn't that huge. They could not, if that happened today, it would just get drained, right? But also, it wouldn't happen today because there's no way that anyone could launch something and immediately get 10% with it unaudited, 10% of all money. So, it was a different time. You need to go back in time to really understand. Anyways, it was a smaller community, and they were like, you know what? Let's just fork it. And so let's make a change so that the money being drained before it hits the date that the thief can take it all, we'll fork it and reverse that transaction. So the immutable blockchain becomes mutable through the forking, right? Oh my God, controversial. Controversial, I don't know, 10% of the ETH community, mostly all a lot of the crazy people left, sort of like when Bitcoin had its fork. Bitcoin Cash, honestly, weren't we happy to get rid of those morons? You got rid of Craig Wright. You got rid of, what's his name, Bitcoin Jesus, Bitcoin Cash guy. I mean, yeah. We got rid of Charles Hoskinson. Oy vey. Thank God, right? So anyways, so those people left, and then, so now people are like, oh, if anything goes wrong, ETH will just reverse it and fork, which is not true. Because it's just, if you understand how things work, it's not possible. But several years back, there was an incident with this organization called Parity, which was a great programming group, but they went off and started I can't remember the name of the blockchain. Anyways, 10 people will put it in comments because I'll remember it in 5 minutes. Anyways, they had some mistake and ended up locking, I don't know how many $1 million in a contract, and they couldn't get it out. And it was just an honest mistake. And it was just like, oh, can we just unlock that money for them? And the only way to do it was in one of the next fork upgrades, include a thing that would sort of reverse the transaction. And it was sort of not, if you're going to reverse transactions, You couldn't find a more sort of easier case. Nice people, honest mistake, locked a bunch of money. Technically, I don't know anything about it, but it probably wasn't that hard to do. Couldn't get agreement. Couldn't do it. The money's still sitting in that wallet. It's never coming out. There's no forking to reverse things now. So the DAO hack that happened was a super unique thing that happened then, and it was reversed in a way that couldn't happen today. None of that can happen today. It's a different world. Okay? So now, read the comments below. I read all your comments and I reply. How many comments are there going to be below saying, oh, what about the DAO hack? I guarantee there'll probably be 5. I mean, I don't know how many comments. Let's say 10% of the comments are going to be mentioning, well, what about the DAO hack? Because even for people who listen, I mean, who can listen to 10 minutes? Especially the morons who just repeat the same stuff over and over again. And how many of people are going to just say, but they can just make changes at any time? And then someone's probably even going to go off topic and say, oh, but they can print lots more tokens. Check the comments below. You can see what I have to deal with here with these morons. But I do have a lot of followers who are super smart. Check out also in the description for the Discord. We chat there, and it is I'll say it's a slightly higher level conversation than we get in comments. Certainly, because you can have back and forth. That's it. Let me know what you think.